All right, I'd like to call this meeting to order. Please rise for the flag salute. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right. Roll call, please.
Mayor Kapadas.
Here.
Mrs. Kelly. Here. Mr. Lobenstein.
Here.
Mr. Farrell.
Here.
Mr. Shapiro.
Here.
Mrs. Passio.
Here.
Mr. Ranieri.
Here.
And Mr. Long.
Here.
Okay, public notice of this meeting pursuant to the Open Public Meetings Act has been given by the clerk in the following manner. One, posted on the bulletin board, Borough Clerk's office on December 9, 2022, and two, emailed to the retrospect and current post on 9/2/2022. We'll do the agenda, and I do want to remember one thing. Okay. First thing we have is public hearing for ordinance 2221 is an ordinance regulating the salaries of employees of the Borough of Runnemede for the year 2022. Is this our salary ordinance, or which one is this? Is that what this is?
Yes.
Okay. This portion of the meeting is open to the public. Anyone wishing to speak, come to the microphone, state your name and address. Seeing no one, is there a motion to close the public portion?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Motion by Mr. Lobenstein, second by Mr. Ranieri. All in favor?
Aye.
All right, is there a motion to adopt?
Motion to adopt on second and final reading and advertise according to law.
All right, motion by Mr. Lobenstein. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Ms. Passio. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Kelly.
Yes.
Mr. Lobenstein.
Yes.
Mrs. Passio.
Yes.
Mr. Shapiro.
Yes.
Mr. Farrell.
Yes.
Mr. Ranieri.
Yes.
All right. That ordinance is adopted. All right, new business. Resolution 22-150 is a resolution authorizing the treasurer to make transfers between appropriations. And we have that listed. It's fuel, natural gas, and insurance. Would someone like to make a motion for that resolution?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Motion by Mr. Lobenstein, second by Mr. Ranieri. Any other discussion? Roll call, please.
Mr. Farrell.
Yes.
Mrs. Kelly.
Yes.
Mr. Lobenstein.
Yes.
Mrs. Passio.
Yes.
Mr. Ranieri.
Yes.
And Mr. Shapiro.
Yes.
If there's no objections, I'm going to do these I'm just going to read them by title. If anybody wants to stop me, because I didn't realize how many were on for this meeting. Resolution 22-151 is a resolution awarding a contract to DCRS LLC as part of the cooperative pricing bid for deer carcass removal. Ms. Pinto refuses to pick up deer anymore. $65 per deer, so just so we all know.
Borough Clerk, sorry.
It was Borough Clerk. She used to get, she only got paid $50 to pick up the deer carcass. Resolution 22-152 is a resolution approving a shared service agreement with the Borough of Magnolia for provision of mechanical repairs and maintenance for the vehicle. Just quickly on that, how's that been working? Do we use it often, Harry?
Yes.
Shelley, do we spend a lot of money? It's a good thing? Okay. Resolution 22-153 is a resolution authorizing shared service agreement between the Borough of Runnemede and Chislehurst for the use of the Vector and vehicle and operator. So that is a per diem, per charge. Have they been paying their bills? Yes.
Wait, excuse me.
Yeah.
Could you explain 22-151 about the deer carcass?
So if there's a deer on anywhere in our community.
Take it to the other side?
Well, normally, Joyce pushes it over the other side of Evesham Road. In many cases, lost it. Well, there was a deer carcass one day. I called Joyce up.
I'll get my car now and go get it. No, Harry has requested this. I didn't know, he had an issue with environmental, was it?
Conservation officer.
Conservation officer.
All right, so we didn't pay before for this, did we?
Yeah, we did if the animal control officer came, we paid by the pound.
Oh, so we paid before.
Yes.
We've never called anybody or had animal
No,
control.
I've never called anybody.
I don't remember.
Okay, so usually Public Works gets a call from.
Well, I've driven down Evesham Road and found it from one side to the
It
next.
did move the one day.
It did move.
So with that, how we were disposing of, we had a visit from Conservation Office, and with that now, this is the process.
This is the way to do it properly. Yeah, for $65,
Okay,
Thank you.
well worth it.
thank you.
Chislehurst, though, Shelley, they've been good because, okay. They do, and not to disparage anybody, but Chislehurst has a history of having some issues in the past. The previous CFO.
Yeah, well, not to disparage, but I'm going to disparage.
That's fine. I did disparage, you're right, I did. No, I disparaged somebody who wasn't there anymore. How's that? He left.
We can leave it alone.
Resolution 22-154 is a resolution authorizing a shared service agreement between the Runnemede and Chislehurst for Public Works and sewer operator and and/or sewer emergency-related goods and services. Is that what we've been doing?
That's the one when they.
Or is this a little more,
That's the one for the trash truck and different
Okay.
services.
Oh, okay.
all right? Resolution 22-155 is a resolution authorizing professional service agreement with the redevelopment consultant. So just let everybody be aware of this. We're at the next stage for the redevelopment along 9th Avenue. Everyone should have gotten a draft copy of a pilot program that kind of explains what the borough would go into on the financial side. The second part of it is we have to basically agree with them on the redevelopment plan itself, meaning that we're okay with the amount of units, how they're going to build the building, things like that. Then we have this redevelopment consultant who actually writes it up. And then that would get agreed upon, and then it would go in front of the planning board for the public hearing and all the public stuff. So this is starting to move quickly. Bach did send me an email saying that he intends to have his part done within the next 2 weeks. So that would be great, and then we can keep moving forward.
That's Mr. Bailey.
It's Mr. Maley and his office.
Very good.
Resolution 22-156 is a resolution authorizing property maintenance liens.
They are the trees. I had to wait until after the tax sale to
Oh,
put those on because we had already advertised the sale. So I could not put the trees on, so now the trees will go on.
these properties haven't been sold on us, and
What is this?
No, they have not been sold.
2 trees were removed. I don't remember what
One on
property.
4th Avenue and one on Cali Court, somewhere on Cali Court.
It's on a private person's property that did not,
It's not on private, is it?
Fourth and Central, the
It's
vacated
private.
property that's
oh, so Kelly Court is us?
Cali Court.
I don't know, we
Cali
don't
Court is
know.
at the pump station.
So we're putting a lien on ourselves.
Lien, but the property that.
Well, it's not ours yet.
It's still owned by Hidden Ponds, whoever
Okay,
that
that's
is.
fine.
That's Barrington's.
But there are 3 that we have municipal liens on there.
Okay. That's on our list of things to do. If everyone doesn't remember, when Cali Court never officially finished as a project. Now, it's been, 20 years? And it's just been lingering. We've done our part to be as nice and protect the borough as much as possible, but we have to work with Barrington, the property owners, and ourselves to come up with a final resolution to move past this. So this lien, we'll use it as what? Negotiating. Resolution 22-157 is a resolution authorizing authorizing shelter agreement with Voorhees Animal Orphanage. Ms. Passio just reviewed it. I don't know if everybody was sent a copy of it.
Yes.
You know, we've been talking about this for a while. We've been very supportive of Homeward Bound, but the new director came in, and the number is still much higher than we're collecting.
And how many animals did we bring in last year? 30?
30 that we could prove.
Yeah.
We don't know if there was more, but there was only 30 that we proved. Now, that doesn't mean that a person goes there and says, I'm from Runnemede, and then drops their pet off. So those are things we could do, we could question. One thing I have heard at the Mayor's Association, I think Shelley has heard this also, is that what they bill us for is sometimes a rounded number, and it's not. So we have to do our own due diligence to push back. I know it seems awful, but we don't bring enough in the fees.
This contract looks decent.
They've been around forever.
We can always say no next year, and just be more on top of them.
Yeah.
That's all.
Well, maybe Homeward Bound will change their attitude if they
Maybe.
lose towns.
Maybe.
So that's it for the resolutions? Oh,
There's the towing for Bernie.
okay, towing for Bernie. Resolution 22-158 is a resolution authorizing year 1 of a 3-year option to Bernie's Auto Repair for towing services for 2020. Oh, it's
23.
should we say 23?
Doesn't it say 23?
It says 2020.
Where?
Why it says 2020 at the title?
Mine does too.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
title.
yeah, services for 2020, yeah. Okay.
23.
At the title, so it should be 23.
Any discussion on this one?
No.
Okay. So a motion is in order to approve.
22-151 to 22-158, I'll make a motion to approve.
I'll second that motion.
Motion by Mr. Neary, second by Ms. Passio. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Kelly.
Yes.
Mr. Farrell.
Yes.
Mrs. Passio.
Yes.
Mr. Shapiro.
Yes.
Mr. Lobenstein.
Yes.
And Mr. Ranieri.
Yes.
6 ayes.
All right, those resolutions are adopted. The only thing I wanted to add, we have payment of bills, and one more quick thing. So I would say, as long as there's no disagreement, I think that regardless if it's a management or a employee who hasn't used their paid time, I have no problem as long as the management agrees that it should be rolled over to allow them to have at least, we usually give a month to use their paid time. Now, we might be able to extend that. I think Harry's has said that him and I guess Nick have had issues taking time off. The only thing I could say is the borough does not have a mechanism to pay for paid time off. We don't do that. We only allow for it to be used.
How have we done it in this?
We let people roll it over. But the issue is that maybe it was just that last year, the last couple of years have been bad. I think we can be maybe a little lax on if someone needs a little more time to use it. Maybe you can go to, Mexico for a month or something like that, or something. I'm looking at Harry. I mean,
Harry and Nick have had a tough time on getting off.
yeah, and,
One of them has to be there all the time.
yeah, I mean, it's a small department, so it's difficult to do that. But I don't think it's anything, I don't know if you got a lot of requests.
Not so far.
Not so far. I've heard of 2 requests.
There's our office,
Uh,
Stragglers there, a couple, not even getting any from you guys yet.
I don't think there's any in the police department.
Let's not talk about who or even reference that, let's just talk about the policy.
Yeah, the policy is that it should be used by the end of the year, and we do allow for a carryover. I just want everyone to know that their departments, I have no objection to signing off on anybody who has to do that, and we'll follow our current policy.
So they're to use it within the next month.
I think our policy says that, but we could revisit that in the future.
I think we'll leave it up to the department heads to see what's
A
going on.
little bit, yes, I think that's fine. As long as, once again, we have a mechanism to show when people use their time, and also when they're here. I mean, you can't say that there's time available if you can't prove that you were here also, so. As long as there's a mechanism to kind of prove both sides to it, I have no problem with that. How are we making out with our payroll company? We have to do anything with them?
No, we're just trying to finish out this year.
So finish the year and we'll do it, okay, if that's cleaner, we don't need the gym, and if everyone knows we're still moving forward with a payroll service, that it hopefully is gonna improve a lot of the way we do payroll. It's not gonna fix problems of time off, but that's a management issue that we have to keep working on. The only other, was there one other thing that someone wanted to bring up? No? Okay, so we have payment of bills. Would someone like to make a motion to pay the bills?
I'll make that motion.
I'll second that motion.
Motion by Mr. Robinson, second by Ms. Passio. Roll call, please.
Mr. Farrell.
Yes.
Mrs. Kelly.
Yes,
Mr. Robinson.
Yes.
Mrs. Passio.
Yes.
Mr. Ranieri.
Yes.
Mr. Shapiro.
Yes.
All right, the bill shall be paid. This portion of the meeting is open to the good and welfare. Anyone from the public wishing to speak, please come to the microphone and state your name and address. Seeing no one, is there a motion to close the public
I'll
portion?
make a motion to close the public
I'll second
portion.
that.
Motion by Ms. Passio, second by Mr. Lobenstein. All in favor?
Aye.
Anything else before we adjourn? Okay, is there a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to,
Motion by Ms. Passio, second by Mr. Lobenstein. All in favor?
aye.
All right, we adjourned at 6:13.
Yeah.
Oh.
You mean 4:13.
4:13.